Ezekiel 4-6. You also, son of man, take a tile and lay it before yourself, and portray on it a city, even Jerusalem. Lay it siege against it, build forts against it, and cast up a mountain against it. Set camps also against it, and plant battering rams against it all around. Take for yourself an iron pan, and set it for a wall of iron between you and the city. Then set your face toward it. It will be besieged, and you shall lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Israel. Moreover, lie on your left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel on it, according to the number of the days that you shall lie on it. You shall bear their iniquity, for I have appointed the years of their iniquity to be to you a number of days, 390 days. So you shall bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. Again, when you have accomplished these, you shall lie on your right side, and you shall bear the iniquity of the house of Judah. I have appointed 40 days each day for a year to you. You shall set your face toward the seas of Jerusalem, with your arm uncovered, and you shall prophesy against it. Behold, I will put ropes on you, so that you cannot turn from one side to the other until you have finished the days of your siege. Take for yourself also wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet, and spelt, and put them in one vessel, and make bread of it, according to the number of the days that you will lie on your side, 390 days. You shall eat of it, and your food, which you shall eat, shall be weighed, 20 shekels a day. From time to time you shall eat it. You shall drink water by measure, the 6th part of a hin. From time to time you shall drink. You shall eat it as a barley cake, and you shall bake it in their sight with dung that comes out of man. And Yahweh said, Even thus will the sons of Israel eat their bread unclean among the nations where I will drive them. Then I said, Ah, Adonai, Yahweh, behold, my soul has not been polluted. For from my youth up even until now I have not eaten that which dies of itself, or is torn of animals. No abominable meat has come into my mouth. Then he said to me, Behold, I have given you cow's dung for man's dung, and you shall prepare your bread on it. Moreover, he said to me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, they will eat bread by weight, and with fearfulness, and they will drink water by measure, and in dismay, that they may lack bread and water, and be dismayed with one another, and pine away in their iniquity. And you, son of man, take a sharp sword. You shall take it as a barber's razor to yourself, and shall cause it to pass over your head and over your beard. Then take balances to weigh and divide the hair. A 3rd part you shall burn in the fire in the midst of the city, when the days of the siege is fulfilled. And you shall take a 3rd part and strike it with the sword all around, and a 3rd part you shall scatter to the wind, and I will draw out a sword after them. You shall take a few in number, and bind them in the folds of your robe, and these again you shall take, and cast them in the midst of the fire, and burn them in the fire. For from it a fire will come out into the house of Israel. This is what Adonai, Yahweh, says. This is Jerusalem. I have set her in the midst of the nations, and the countries all around her. She has rebelled against my ordinances in doing wickedness more than the nations, and against my statutes more than the countries that are around her. For they have rejected my ordinances, and as for my statutes, they have not walked in them. Therefore, this is what Adonai Yahweh says, Because you are more turbulent than the nations that are around you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my ordinances, neither have followed the ordinances of the nations that are around you. Therefore, this is what Adonai Yahweh says, Behold, I, even I, am against you, and I will execute judgment among you in all the sight of the nations. And because of all your abominations, I will do among you what I have never done before, and like of which I will never do again. Therefore the fathers will eat the sons within you, and the sons will eat their fathers. I will execute judgments on you, and I will scatter the whole remnant of you to all the winds. Therefore, as I live, says Adonai Yahweh, surely because you have defiled my sanctuary with all your detestable things, and with all your abominations, therefore I will also diminish you My eyes will not spare, and I will have no pity. A third part of you will die with the pestilence, and they will be consumed with famine within you. A third part will fall by the sword all around you. A third part I will scatter to all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. Thus my anger will be accomplished, and I will cause my wrath toward them to rest, and I will be comforted. They will know that I am Yahweh, have spoken in my zeal. When I have accomplished my wrath on them, moreover, I will make you a desolation and a reproach among the nations that are around you, in the sight of all that pass by. So it will be a reproach and a taunt, an instruction and an astonishment to the nations that are around you, when I execute judgments on you in anger and in wrath, and in wrathful rebukes. I, Yahweh, have spoken to you. When I send on them the evil arrows of famine that are for your destruction, which I will send to destroy you, I will increase the famine on you, and will break your staff of bread. I will send on you famine and evil animals, and they will berave you. Pestilence and blood will pass through you. I will bring the sword on you. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. The word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, set your face toward the mountains of Israel. Prophesy against them, and say, You mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh. Hear the word of Adonai. Yahweh, this is what Adonai, Yahweh, says to the mountains and to the hills, to the ravines and to the valleys. Behold, I, even I, will increase. I will bring the sword on you. I will destroy your high places, your altars. Become desolate. Your incense altars will be broken. I will cast down your slain men before your idols. I will lay the dead bodies of the sons of Israel before their idols. I will scatter your bones around your altars. And in all your dwelling places the cities will be laid waste, and the high places will be desolate, that your altars may be laid waste and made desolate, and your idols may be broken and cease, and your incense altars may be cut down, and your works may be abolished. The slain will fall among you, and you will know that I am Yahweh. Yet I will leave a remnant, in that you may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations. When you are scattered through the countries, then those of you that escape will remember me among the nations, where they are carried captive, how I have been broken with their lewd heart, which has departed from me, and with their eyes, which play the prostitute after their idols. Then they will loathe themselves in their own sight for the evils which I have committed in all their abominations, and they will know that I am Yahweh. I have not said in vain that I will do this evil to them. This is what Adonai Yahweh says. Strike with your hand and stamp with your foot, and say, Alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Israel, for they will fall by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. He who is far off will die of the pestilence, and he who is near will fall by the sword, and he who remains is besieged will die by the famine. Thus I will accomplish my wrath on them. You will know that I am Yahweh, when their slain men are among their idols and their altars, on every high hill and on the tops of the mountains, under every green tree and under every thick oak, the places where they offer pleasant aroma to their idols. So I will stretch out my hand among them, and make the land desolate and waste, from the wilderness toward Diblah, throughout all the habitations. Then they will know that I am Yahweh.